It was on the banks of the Thames that the last American presidential election was partly decided, in the heart of London, at the headquarters of a firm unknown to the general public called SCL Group, Strategic Communication Laboratories. In these offices, scientists compile and analyze billions of pieces of data about individuals in order to understand them. Their objective, to determine what motivates human behavior, the better to influence them. Critics say that SCL is in the business of manipulating public opinion. The company boasts, for example, about organizing protests in Nigeria in 2007 to influence the elections. SCL also intervened during an election on the island of St. Vincent in the Caribbean, in a rather surprising way. In creating Cambridge Analytica, SCL partnered with an American billionaire, and not just any old one. A mathematician specializing in data, Robert Mercer, the vice president of the firm of his faithful stalwart Steve Bannon before he joined the Trump campaign. From the outset, the objective was clear: nothing less than a revolution in the way election campaigns were conducted. Despite multiple interview requests, Cambridge Analytica has always refused to speak with us. So, to understand exactly what they do, we did something very simple. We watched their ads.
Political campaigns have changed. They're no longer about running the most TV spots, sending out the most direct mail, or spending the most money. They're about who spends the smartest money. In today's political world, where campaigns are getting more expensive and elections are won by small but crucial numbers of votes, putting the right message in front of the right person at the right moment is more important than ever. This is where Cambridge Analytica and our revolutionary data modeling techniques can help.
The firm has embarked on an unprecedented operation to compile millions of pieces of data on American voters without their knowledge. Here's how it works. Imagine that inside this car is Mr. X. Like anyone, he leaves thousands of pieces of personal information on the internet without realizing. His address, his age, his income, his hobbies, his purchases, and also his religion, and whether or not he owns a gun. Cambridge Analytica bought this data from credit card companies, banks, and healthcare providers, as well as from web giants like Facebook, Google, or Twitter. The practice is completely legal, although none of these companies wants to talk about the data they sell. In total, Cambridge Analytica ended up with 4,000 to 5,000 pieces of data for each of the 230 million adults living in the United States, an enormous amount. To see how they plan to use this information, just watch the rest of the ad.
Traditional political campaigns use geography and demographics like age and gender to break down voters into target groups. This can work up to a point, but it misses the important personal details that really drive voter behavior. We combine geographic and demographic information with up to 5,000 data points of national, political, consumer, and lifestyle behavior for every voter in the United States. Then we add a unique extra layer of data about personality, decision-making, and motivation. This creates an unparalleled, rich, and detailed view of voters and the issues they care about, so you know exactly who to target with exactly what type of message. We call this behavioral micro-targeting. Our team of data scientists, psychologists, and campaign experts can show you which individual voters you need to win over in order to secure victory.
Tests to determine a person's psychological traits are called ocean tests. They measure personality based on 5 criteria: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. These tests operate with seemingly innocuous questionnaires that can be completed online, like these. Which superhero are you? Which Wizard of Oz character are you? What movie are you? In 2008, Michal Kosinski created the most famous of these tests on Facebook called My Personality, a questionnaire allowing users to learn more about themselves. The results of this experiment are staggering. By studying 10 of your likes on Facebook, the algorithm knows you better than your colleagues do. With 100 likes, it knows you better than your family does. And with 230 likes, it knows you better than your partner does. Computers that combine personal data and psychological tests to predict human behavior? Can something like this possibly work? The answer is yes. Robert Mercer is 71 years old. He only recently stepped down as the CEO of a hedge fund firm, Renaissance Technologies, whose ranks he had been climbing since 1993. In the early 1990s, Mercer left IBM to join a New York-based hedge fund, Renaissance Technologies. There he applied his methods of calculation to the stock exchange in order to predict its fluctuations. As a billionaire, Mercer might have chosen to quietly enjoy his new fortune. However, the former engineer also had strong ideas about how the country should be run. He decided to invest money to promote his ideas and translate them into political reality.